Alright, so we're going to take a look at equations here that either have no solution or infinitely many solutions. So let's see. If we're looking at our equation here, we see that the first thing we want to do, or well, let's talk about the progression we go through. The very first thing that you should always try to do is distribute. If you don't have parentheses, you can't distribute. So in this problem, we can't do that. The second thing we want to do is combine like terms. If you look just on the left side, we have an x plus 2. We can't combine any like terms there. There aren't any. If you look on the right, you have x plus 4. Can't combine like terms there either. So we can't distribute, we can't combine like terms. The third step in our progression is to get the variables all on the same side of the equation. So I'm going to do that by subtracting 1x from both sides. And I get x take away x, which is 0. So I'm left with 2 in my equal sign. And then over here I have x take away x, which is also 0. And I have this 4 left. And I get this statement that says that 2 is equal to 4, which isn't true. Okay, so I put a little slash through there. And now this says 2 is not equal to 4, which is a true statement. It's not equal to 4. So when you come up with something like this, a statement that's not true, and all your variables are gone, the answer to this equation is that there is no solution to the equation. You can't solve it. It's impossible. And occasionally there are equations that you come across that look like that. Okay, let's look at another equation here. This time we go through our progression again. Can you distribute? No. Can you combine like terms? No again. So from here we want to get variables on the same side. So I'm going to subtract 3g from both sides. And they cancel out, right? It's 0. And so I'm left with 5 is equal to 5. Now, opposed to that first problem we just did, this is actually a true statement. Alright, when this happens, when you get a number equal to itself, the answer to our problem is all real numbers. Okay, and the reason it's all real numbers is that we could put in any number for our variable, in this case g, and this equation will give us a true statement. So let's check here. Let's see, our equation is 5 plus 3 times g. In place of g, I'm going to put parentheses. We're going to substitute a number in. And that should be equal to 3 times g plus 5. So let's pick any number we want. I'm going to pick a random number here. Let's go with 10. We'll put that in g spot. And so we have 5 plus 30 equals 30 plus 5. And that's true. 35 is equal to 35. True statement. Okay, we could do this again with a different number. We could say 5 plus 3 times something equals 3 times something plus 5. And I don't know, we can fill in -3 for g. Okay, so that gives us 5 minus 9, which equals -9 plus 5. And 5 minus 9 is -4, and -9 plus 5 is -4. That checks out also. Okay, so it doesn't matter what we plug in g spot here, it's going to be a true statement. So any real number works, and that's why back up here we said that all real numbers are the solution. There's not just one that works, any number works. Alright, let's solve one more here. Okay, so here's our third equation. We'll use red. Why not? Let's see if I can get my pen to work. There we go. Okay, so let's go through our progression here to solve this equation and see what happens. Is my pen working? Maybe. Alright, first step, can we distribute? Well, yes, in this problem we can. We have parentheses, so we do that first. So we have 2f plus 6 plus 4f is equal to 6 plus 6f. Alright, step 2 in our progression. Can we combine like terms? Well, on the left side we have f's that we can combine together, so let's do that. That's 6f plus 6 is equal to 6 plus 6f. Now, at this point, you guys probably see that the left and the right side are equivalent. They're equal to each other. So the answer should be all real numbers. But let's take it one step further and make sure that that's actually the case. So let's get our variables all on the same side, which is always the third step. In this case, I have to subtract 6f, and I get 6 is equal to 6. And since that is a true statement, indeed our answer is all real numbers. Okay. Alright, so there are two new things that can happen here with our equations. If we get a number equal to itself, for instance, 105 is equal to 105, pick those completely at random, that would be all real numbers for your solution. You could get something like this, like negative 13 is equal to 27. That's not true. Remember, we put a little slash through there. Shouldn't make it that messy, but I'm just emphasizing there's a slash there. And your answer would be no solution, because that's not true. And don't forget about solving an equation and actually getting an answer like x equals 5 or z equals 2 or something to that effect. That's also a possibility as well.